Hi you guys, my dog mom here. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to alleviate a puppy who actually ate too much and how to kind of make them feel comfortable. Now you can see I have this little puppy here. She's 2 weeks old and she actually overate way too much. She is very uncomfortable. She can barely move around. So I'm gonna show you guys what I do when a puppy is too greedy and they overeat, and how I'm able to alleviate some of that pressure and buildup in the puppy's stomach so that way he doesn't regurgitate and then aspirate on the formula that they regurgitated due to being too full. So stick around. So this is what I do when a puppy overeats. I have a feeding tube here, a Sharpie, a clean syringe. This is sterile. I just took it out of the cover, my electronic aspirator, and a bulb aspirator. Of course, I have my puppy, and as you can see, she actually overate, and she's very uncomfortable. She can barely move around. She looks happy. However, she is too full. So in order for her to not regurgitate any of her food, I have to take some of that formula out. Keep in mind her stomach capacity is not that big because she is a very small puppy. She's only 2 weeks old, and for her being her size, she's actually really full. So if I don't remove some of this formula, she can actually get really bad gas, diarrhea. She can regurgitate, and it can actually come up, and she can aspirate on it when she's sleeping, or it can come out of the nose, and she can develop a upper respiratory infection if it's not caught. So as you can see, she has this huge belly, but she's still trying to nurse on my finger. So she is actually a greedy puppy. And unfortunately, with these greedy puppies, they don't know when to stop eating. So I'm going to show you guys how I am going to take some of this formula out of her, so then that way she's not overly full and she doesn't regurgitate the formula that's in her stomach. So I have my feeding tube here, and for those of you that don't know how to use a feeding tube, be sure to check out my video how to tube feed a puppy. But I have my feeding tube here, and I'm going to follow the same procedures as I would if I were to be tube feeding her. So I go to the last rib, I measure it to the tip of her chin, and that is going to be, excuse me, mommy, right here. So this is where I'm going to draw my mark, and I'm going to take my Sharpie, mark where her chin is, and this whole thing is going to go down her esophagus, and I'm going to remove some of the formula. Now, keep in mind, when you do this, you want to make sure that your plunger on the syringe is all the way down. You don't want to have it, a little bit of air in it, because you want to be able to just remove it without pushing air into the stomach, because that can actually make her more full and it'll make her throw up. So we're going to attach our syringe here. Make sure it's nice and tight. Place her down like this, and I'm going to put her head down. So I'm passing the tube on her left side, and I'm going all the way to my mark. And as you can see, my mark is in. I'm going to pinch her so she can vocalize. And we know that we're not in the esophagus. And I'm just going to pull up on my syringe so that way I can get the milk out. And I have to hold her so she doesn't remove the syringe. And I'm going to pinch the tube and remove it. You feel better? So I don't know if you can see, but there are little specks of milk here. And I also have extra milk inside my syringe and also in my feeding tube. So this was all excess. This was all extra. She actually looks a lot more comfortable. She's not really breathing heavy like she was, being excessively full. And she doesn't have anything coming out of her mouth, nothing coming out of her nose. And this right here is a puppy that I'm going to monitor to see if we have to remove more. If she does regurgitate any of the food, then it'll come up, and that's going to be a sign to me that I need to remove some of the formula again a second time. But as I'm feeling her stomach, she does seem a little bloated. So what I'm also going to do is give her a probiotic and then also some baby gas drops as well. So that way the bloating will come down. So this is how I remove the extra formula from a greedy puppy. So I hope that was helpful. You guys have any questions, leave it in the comments below. I do actually do one-on-one calls as well. So if you guys need any help with tube feeding step-by-step, or if you guys have puppy that has diarrhea, you can book a call with me on my Calendly. I have the link down below, and I can help you one-on-one. I offer Zoom calls, private one-on-one calls. So be sure to check that out and take care of your puppies.